Welcome everyone to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing off how you can create a very easy to make Nether Spleef arena using the brand new 1.16 basalt feature. So first things first, let's actually see what this thing does. Using the brand new 1.16 basalt feature, it generates a floor very quickly. So as you can see, it's done. And yeah, it's very fast. That is the longest it will ever take, because most of the time you won't have all of the floor broken, just a few blocks here and there. And yeah, that is much quicker to rebuild. And yeah, so let's take a look at the pieces of this design. So yeah, I really quickly built up one of the generation cells. This is literally all you need, just an obsidian down here as well, just in case it fills up. And yeah, whenever you update this observer up here, it'll quickly generate basalt. So what we do in this contraption is we take that little concept and we stack it all the way over here to generate the floor. Now the floor I have set up right here is as big as it can get, because both of these pistons that are pushing forward are at push limit. So the total distance of playable area, which is basically from here to here, is 22 blocks. The reason I call that playable area and this isn't is obviously you want to build a wall, and also if you get spleefed over here, you just land on the ice. Last but certainly not least is the control portion of this design. Basically, we have the input over here, which are both of these buttons. They do exactly the same thing. They line up into the pulse extender over here, a comparator pulse extender, which then goes out into a comparator clock, which flashes and updates all of these observers all at once. So yeah, very simple in terms of logic, and not a lot behind this, but it's very effective, as you guys saw before. So now let's actually get started with the tutorial. Okay, so let's get started with the tutorial portion. So first thing you're going to want to do is mark out the area in your world. Right here I used some wool and marked out a 22 by 26 area. That's how big it's going to be if you want to make a 22 by 22 playing area. Obviously you can stack it in this direction indefinitely, but over here it needs to be 26. So it can be 26 by 40, 26 by 50, whatever you want. Next, along the infinite side, you're going to want to start by placing an obsidian and soil, and do that all along. I'll just quickly do that over here. Okay, so now that we have the soil placed down, we're going to want to start placing our glass. So let's start. The first row over here is done. Next, we're going to want to go and make another row over here. And once we get to the end, just cap it off nicely on both sides. Great. Okay, so the next step is starting to place our pistons. So you're going to want to place a temporary block over here and pistons all along this row. Good. Now that you did that, place a block up here and place sticky pistons facing down. Good. Now that we're done with that part, let's get started with the observers. So first observer you're going to want to place is the top one facing down over here. So the way you do that is you place a temporary walkway over here. Now this walkway over here we're going to replace with blue ice in the end, so make sure you use something that's easy to break. Since I'm in creative, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to place some glass. But yeah, so you place a temporary walkway up here, you place another temporary block up here, and place observers facing down. Okay, good. Now the next place you place observers is back here. So first of all, just make sure the observers, if you place them correctly, they all should be with the detection side facing up, and these ones should have the output side facing outwards, like so. Okay, so run across here, place those as well. Great. And last, down here, place them like so. Great. Now that we've done that, come up over here, place the rails. Good. And finally, we're going to want to place our lava sources Now make sure that all of these are going to be sources. Okay, so that's going to take a lot of buckets. That's why we didn't put the blue ice in yet. Okay, make sure they're all full. In this case, in creative, it's not very hard to do. And now run across and replace this with blue ice. Great. Okay, so that's it for this side. Now you're going to want to come over here to the other side and recreate the exact same thing. So I'm going to quickly do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've mirrored the design on the other side. A quick side note, this doesn't actually need to be glass, it can be any block. I'm just using glass for two reasons. One, I think it looks good, and two, it's pretty tough to break. So if you have instant mine and use an instant mineable block, you could accidentally break this. And that brings me to another side note. Over here, what you can actually do during the spleef is break the blue ice. So what I recommend doing is actually placing some glass over here. However, this does reduce the playing size to 20 by 20 instead of 22 by 22 in this case. So it's up to you, whatever you prefer taking, whatever risk. Okay, so let's get started with the logic behind this. First thing you're going to want to do is just place blocks. You're going to want to, in this case, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place blocks up here and start placing blocks all the way across over here. Then you're going to jump up and place blocks all along here. Good. Once we got to this side, just run across here and do the exact same thing you did on the other side, leaving out the last 5 blocks. Now that we're done placing down the blocks, come up to this last block, place a repeater, and place redstone dust along these blocks. Over here, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a repeater over here as well. Break this redstone dust in a repeater over here. And good. Now that we got to this side, we'll actually make our pulse, our redstone clock. So place down a comparator over here, put it on subtraction mode, place a block after it, a piece of redstone dust over here, another piece of redstone dust over here, and a repeater looping back into it. You can break this block, not necessary, and a piece of redstone dust over here. Now you'll do that again on the other side. Good, we have it set up on both sides. Now let's connect the lines over here, connect them to the middle, and place down our pulse lengthener. Now we're actually going to count from over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Break these two and let's just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now we do 2 comparators this way, 2 comparators this way. Over here, just place down a redstone block, and our 2 buttons are down. Now, quickly forgot, let's place down our repeaters over here on these edges, and place down another repeater over here. And now we're done. Let's give it a test run. Great, so as you saw, it works, and yeah, that concludes the tutorial. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like down below, tell me what you think in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.